So I'm here finally to talk about Cavanday. I know a lot of people like it very quiet about Cavanday all of a sudden. You didn't mention it for a few days. I was waiting to see because we were calculating how many people seen the across the goal. Last year was 10 million. We're not too far off the mark. We're 2 million out. We're 8 million. 8 million people, which is two. The whole population of Ireland. The whole population of Ireland. So more than the population. We've seen people across the whole world seeing it. People in the Philippines, in America, lots of people in America, in Canada, Australia, New Zealand. Like, it just, let's put it this way, went viral, let's put it that way. It just literally went viral and was so good. And obviously, Twitter was the main place, even though we didn't get a trend, and I know a lot of people were upset, and I kind of was upset in my own right, because we should have been trending, I don't know why Twitter didn't let us trend. Doesn't like Cav, we're trying to Twitter. But I don't know why it didn't trend because there was so much talking about Cavan. It was literally, to me, it was the most talked about topic ever because I couldn't see anything else on my homepage for Cavan. I'm sure that was the same with everybody else. Everybody couldn't get over how much Cavan was on Twitter. Like, Cavan literally took over half of the homepages of Twitter. Like, let's be honest. And I don't know how it didn't trend number one, but it's unfortunate that didn't happen. I was kind of upset seeing that, but we done well. I was happy we did well. 8 million. I take that Thank you very much. Because again, I spent a lot of time working promoting, and as you know, I talk about my radio thing in a second. But I spent a lot of time, promoting it on my own accord. Spent a lot of time doing that. I was up all night that night. The day before Cabin, I was up all night and never got any sleep. Worrying about the radio interview and everything like that. And made of water because I was literally a zombie. And I'm sure if you ask any of my editors or anything, I was literally a zombie come 3 o'clock that day. And I kept going until 12 o'clock at night. I kept going at that night. Till Cavanday was over, until Cavanday was officially over. I kept going, and then the night before I was up nearly all night too, trying my best to try and get to try and do as much as I could to get it out there. I do this. It's well worth the sacrifice. And that's why I took a few days off because it was extremely tired. My levels of energy was drained to the core. I don't know about last year. Last year wasn't that draining, but this year I don't know. Maybe it's just me getting old, but it was a huge drain on me. And I will talk about some of the positive messages because I do think we should highlight some of the positive messages in another video. I think we should because there were so many positive messages that nearly brought me to tears of joy. To be totally honest, because it was so nice reading them. It was such a positive. Again, it was all positivity and it was so great. And I know it's so positive. Which was so great. But 8 million, think about that for a second. But yeah, I talked my radio interview. I know a lot of people were like, Jesus Christ, and you're going around. So I was asked to do a radio interview by a journalist. And obviously, that was not, probably a few people were confused. Was it for local radios or was it for the national radio? Well, basically, the interview that I was doing, it was going to be handed out to all the local radio stations in the country. So to my local radio station here, Northern Sound, and then it went out all over Dublin. I think it was on Dublin Live, as far as I know, because again there was so much going on that day. I couldn't keep track of what was happening. None of us could keep track of anything that was happening. It just kind of blew up and we didn't know where we were. We were kind of all speechless, and you were kind of got the biggest shock ever. Because I didn't know what it was. Half the time I didn't know what was going on because there's so much coming in, there's so many messages, there's so many, everything, literally there's messages of a happy Cavanday, there's about 130 coming in an hour, and it was a huge amount, and there were so many people congratulating me on my radio thing, and I couldn't keep track, I just really just couldn't keep track and everything that was happening, but yeah, just a massive thank you to everybody. And I know it went out over the southeast and it went on, I think it was around Galway too. The interview was out. So we went very far. We done very well. I done very well especially because I was so nervous about it beforehand. So yeah, and we made that much noise. This is the thing I said to somebody. We made so much noise that the journalists took notice of it. Took notice of how much noise we were making on social media. Because we literally just I think Twitter was very biased because it should have trend. Anybody that was on my Twitter account should know it should have trend because the amount of the hashtag Cavandays was unbelievable. You couldn't you couldn't make it up. As mad as them were coming. But yeah, it was so great. It was so great to see 8 million. Again, I'm a bit disappointed didn't hit number one because we would have been able to say, ha ha, Westmead, ha ha, what's coming. And probably some people from Westmead and what's coming. But sure, look at. We did our best and we got the 8 million. Again, I was hoping to be over a million. Like, I would have been very upset if it wasn't over a million. But we did extremely well. We did extremely well, and I just want to say again to people, a big pat in the back to you. And hopefully next year, this is the thing I want people to remember, and take me up next year on. You're invited to come to County Cavan, because we will have something like Flower Crow. If you ever want the Flower, there used to be, the Flower was in Cavan 2 years, in 2011. I went there, if you ever, the Flower was in Sligo or anything. It'd be something like that, live music, shows and things like that. Hopefully that can go ahead next year. When you can come to Cavan, hopefully you can meet with me if you want. You can come across me maybe in some of the places. And obviously we might do some small things. We might do a few things. If you wish to come for the weekend to Cavan, that weekend you're 100% entitled. I can put you in a few directions of a great B&Bs. There's some great people I know who are B&B owners. Brilliant people, and they don't charge too much. They're great people. Nice locations too. Lovely, some of them nice, lovely countryside. It's the best medicine for anybody. So yeah, we wait and see when the time comes. I'll let you know. But it should be really, really good fun. So it should be good fun, and especially if people are on the ground and people come to Cavan, there'll be a lot more talk on social media. But we will try next year and get it trending again. That's always the goal. On Cavanday, to get a trending and get as much attention as possible on Cavan. So yeah, just to say it again to everybody, I'm extremely thankful to everybody who helped out, because it was, really did make my year seeing that, and obviously we hit 1,000 subscribers beforehand, so it was great. It really was great. So thank you everybody for watching. Excuse me. This guy from more and bye.